Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mike Mack. I help people escape their soul-crushing 9 to 5. I help people quit their shit jobs and turn their passion into profit. This is my first YouTube video, and I thought there couldn't be a better thing to talk about than happiness. The elusive human emotion called happiness. You know, the emotion that we're all chasing, the emotion that we are just adding to our goals, like meaning, you know, we all develop that syndrome. Not we all, but chances are if you're watching this video, you've had, or you know somebody that's ever had one of those statements or frequently has those statements of, hey, when I achieve this, then I'll be happy. The I'll be happy when syndrome, which, you know, I'm 30 years old. I don't claim to have it all figured out, but I spent a lot of my life pretty ungrateful and pretty unhappy because I kept putting rules in place for what happiness meant. Like, meaning if I make this amount of money, I'll be loved. Thus, I'll be happy. You know, if I make sure I'm in the gym 6 days a week, I'll look great, which then I'll have the attraction of like the opposite sex, and then I can be happy. You name it. You go down through all these goals, and then what happens when you achieve these goals? Well, in most cases, you're happy, but it's very brief. It's, you know, maybe it's a few nights, you're happy, and then it's over. I mean, I can't tell you how many goals where I'm like, if I just get this one thing, I'll be so happy. I mean, this apartment, I share with my fiance Jess. This apartment's really nice, and we've been like, oh man, we've been after this for a long time, and I just said, once we get this apartment, we're gonna be so happy. We're gonna be so happy. You know, we've been manifesting this, if you will, for a while. We got the apartment, and guess what happens? A couple weeks, yeah, over the moon happy, right? And then what happens? Boredom. Then what happens? I'm already looking at I'm already looking at a house I want. I'm looking at a gigantic house. That's what I'm looking at now. That's the next thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that because we're purpose-driven beings. And once a purpose is fulfilled, you have the spoils of war, if you will, maybe it's a day, maybe it's a couple days, maybe it's a couple weeks, and then everything goes back kind of like status quo. Now you're back in the same spot where it's like, oh no, I'm unhappy. Well, a lot of times people put so much pressure on that goal to bring them happiness, and then when it doesn't, it leads to a bit of a depression. Not really a depression, I think it's more of just a sadness, because it's like a now what, which that's a very hopeless statement that, you know, I hope you're not saying to yourself. Don't mind my rattlesnakes, my dogs. So the key is to choose to focus on what makes you happy in the moment, and understand that your goals will bring you some happiness. They'll bring you more excitement, and then guess what? It's time to make new goals, because you're never complete. You'll never be complete. I don't care if it's $1 million. That's your goal. If that's your goal, you will get there. You will get there. Don't let anyone tell you you won't. You will get there, right? But it's going to make you happy for a little while, and then you're going to want 10 million. And then you're going to get to 10 million, and then you're going to say, listen, if I could have 50 million a year, I'll be happy, right? I'm not a millionaire yet, but I know from experience, because I know what it's like to be really, 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 really poor, basically. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I know what it's like to just, you know, have to like constantly ask your parents for money. I mean, I think it wasn't until I was like 24, believe it or not, which is kind of pathetic, where I was like, you know, I don't care, no matter what, I'd rather eat dumpster food. I'm not asking my dad for any money, right? It's not like my dad's loaded. My dad's like, my dad's okay. My dad's okay, but basically, you know, I wouldn't even ask for $20 just because I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore, you know. And I know I got off on a bit of a tangent, forgive me, but focus on what's going good right now in your life. Keep setting up your goals. Keep targeting. Keep going after what your purpose is in life. Keep, you know, finding the things that are passionate about, and try to be happy now. If you can be happy now, that really is the key. That's the key that I figured out at 30 years old. Maybe at 29 I figured it out, but be happy now. Look for things that please you instead of things that don't please you. That's it for me today. Sorry about the rambling, but if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. This was awesome.